So my name is Jonny Benjamin and I'm from London, England, and I'm here at Snehalaya looking at mental health and well-being and seeing what we can do to kind of improve beneficiaries' well-being.
How does it differ, your work that you do in the UK to what you're doing here? Is there any difference?
Work in the UK, I work in schools, prisons, hospitals, and really looking to essentially improve people's mental health. It's an area that is neglected, there's a lot of stigma, and I suppose the work here is similar, looking at ways to... Here's a bit different because there's a lot more stigma attached to mental health here. In India, people talk about it much less. In the UK, we've progressed a bit from that. So actually the first thing that we need to do here, I think, is reduce some of that stigma and make it okay to have mental health issues or talk about mental health. I think that's the first step, and then we can start looking at ways we can improve and treat mental health.
Have you had any big challenges here so far?
Big challenges here, I mean, the stigma's a big challenge. People don't want to address it. And people don't think recovery is possible. That's the big challenge here. There was a hospital that we went to, Maoli, and I mean, they're very passionate about what they do, and they're caring towards their patients, but they see their patients as ill for life. They don't see recovery as being a possibility, and that's something that I think has changed in the UK. You know, people look at mental health the same way physical health. You know, if you have cancer, you look at recovery. You know, you're recovery focused, and here it doesn't seem to be so recovery focused, and that's something that really needs to change.
You seem very happy and content. Do you still have your dark days?
Yeah, I still have my dark days. Yeah, I still have my dark days. I mean, here it's just, you can't be, because there's so much energy in life with the kids here, the young people. So it's hard to be sad here. But yeah, no, still have my dark days. But now I know how to manage them.
And how do you manage them? How, if you know something's coming on? Yeah. How do you manage it?
So, I mean, I do a lot of mindfulness, a lot of meditation, yoga, try and do a lot of exercise. When I feel it's coming on, I really focus on my mindfulness practice. I've learned a lot of tools in therapy. I think it's all about building up a toolkit when it comes to mental health, you know, a toolkit of how to cope when you're struggling. And that's something that would be great to develop here, is that kind of toolkit, that resilience. So now, yeah, when I struggle, I do the mindfulness, I do reflective writing, I talk to people when I'm struggling, you know, I get advice or support, and that's something that, you know, I know will get me through anything, I think.
It was 2014 the Find Mike campaign started. I saw the programme and I found it compelling.
Thank you.
So that was a moment in time.
Yeah.
Can you lead me up to those steps that took you to that place? What led to that?
When I was on the bridge, so I mean, I was diagnosed when I was 29 now. I was diagnosed with form of schizophrenia and depression, and I was put into a hospital. I was really unwell. I was really not in a good place. I didn't know what reality was. You know, I was just out of it. And that took me to wanting to end my life. I just thought I couldn't get better. That was the big thing. I thought I would never recover. So I went to this bridge in London to jump off it. I just thought there's no point. What's the point of carrying on? And that's when this passerby came and stopped me, and he just was very kind and compassionate, and he just kind of talked me off the edge and told me that it would get better. That was the big thing, you know, having someone believe in you and pushing the idea of recovery, I think, is so important when it comes to mental health, and that was what stopped me. And it was amazing, just this moment with a stranger that kind of changed my life. And then I launched that campaign to find him in order to thank him, which was amazing.
Has that moment, because it was on television for all to see, is it difficult to move on? Do you want to move on? Has it defined you? In what way does it affect you now, the impact of the programme?
That's a really good question. No, I mean, I think it's, like a moment in time, like you say, and now I want to focus more on mental health of other people, you know, vulnerable people, the most vulnerable people in society. So people here at Snehalaya, for example, you know, focusing on their mental health, because it's the most vulnerable people in society whose mental health needs are not often met. And that's what I really want to focus on now. The Find Mike thing was amazing experience in the program, but that's, you know, that's in the past. Now I'd love to do a film. I'd love to make a documentary focusing on the work of Snehalaya and mental health in general in India. Mental health globally is something that I think we've ignored for quite a long time. You know, we've been addressing physical health around the world, things like HIV and AIDS. But we've never looked that much at mental health around the world, and mental health is treated so differently around the world and so poorly as well. In a lot of countries, people are still chained up. Well, I've seen people here in India chained up because of mental illness, and they're beaten, and people are put in cages. Not in India, but in certain countries, people are put in cages and treated as animals if they have a mental illness. So that's something that I'd like to look at next, and what we can do to change that, because you know, it's so inhumane, some of the things that are practiced.
In your video blog, how many followers do you have on YouTube, on your YouTube channel?
I think, well, I've got 30,000
Wow.
social media, yeah. So yeah, it's amazing. I mean, like, so much support. It's amazing.
You're very revealing in your video blogs.
Yeah.
After you've said something, do you ever regret it that people know so much about you?
I do, yeah, I do all the time. But, you know, that's what it was at the time, you know, that's whatever I felt at the time, or the thoughts, they just come out. And look, if that's going to make a difference to one person, that's what I always say, you know, I do a lot of work, and I just think if it makes a difference to just one person, then it's worth it, you know, that's what I say.
What advice would you give to, or let's put it this way, what advice would you give to your younger self?
Wow. It's okay, you know, I was so embarrassed and ashamed about my mental health for such a long time, about my struggling with my mental health for such a long time, and I'd love to go back and say, you know, it's fine, it's nothing to be embarrassed about or ashamed about. Mental health is no different to, this is my message, is mental health is no different to physical health, you know. That's what we need everyone to see, and I wish I'd have seen that back then, because, you know, when I was younger, if I'd have been struggling with anything physically, I would go straight to the doctor, you know, I wouldn't hesitate. But mental health, I waited a long time to really get help and take it seriously. So definitely, you know, there's nothing to be embarrassed or ashamed about. That's what I'd say.
Such a courageous thing that you're doing, getting it out there, really is. You're on a desert island.
Okay.
What are your 3 luxury items?
Oh my god. 3 luxury items. Oh, music. Oh, music. I can't live without music, I don't think. It has to be music. An iPod, so an iPod, yeah. With all my music on. Some sort of food. So, probably chocolate. I don't know. How much, like, food can I bring?
As much as you want. You're in a desert island.
Okay, well, in that case, then chocolate, cake, biscuits, crisps, like, oh. The third thing, probably camera.
Yes.
Probably camera to record everything. Or a camera or pen and paper, just something to record, you know. That's what I'm used to now, is kind of getting everything out. And yeah, I think that's what I choose. Yeah.
Jonny, it's been a pleasure getting to know you.
Well, and you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.